Yes, you didn't hear me because I forgot to turn on the microphone. Hello, everyone! Welcome to the Rogues Gallery. As you can see, if you've been here before, I made some changes to the layout, and the setup, and the theme, and all of that stuff. So, welcome on in. I hope that you enjoy your time here in the Rogues Gallery. So fancy. Yeah, I like this layout a lot, but there are some things about the background that didn't quite fit with the vision that I had for it, and I had to figure out how to make them work before I could use this one. And I thought I had set it up so that when I switched from starting soon over to the chatting screen, that the music would automatically lower in volume, and apparently that did not happen as I had intended. Which could have just been that I had set the music at the wrong level. Anyway, hopefully you all can hear the music. Hopefully you're all here to take part with me today as we jump into Ultima 2, Revenge of the Enchantress. Last Saturday we finished... Hi, Rykar! Welcome to Saturday. Welcome to Retro Roguery. Last Saturday we finished Ultima 1, the First Age of Darkness, and I may have played that one before. I was uncertain, which is why I had never threw first playthrough on as a tag on that one, but I definitely had never finished it before. So that was the first time that we finished, or that I finished that game. Also, if you were watching on Monday when I had issues and my camera completely froze, hopefully that won't be an issue today because I have a new camera. So hopefully hopefully that aspect of the stream is better for you all. I am no longer using a GoPro with beta software to stream. I went ahead and basically advanced on my the monies that will be coming from all of the ridiculous shenanigans that happened last month, and used some of that money to go ahead and get a Logitech Brio while they were available. So I have that, and it should be functioning. It seems to be functioning well to me. But yeah, so today we're going to dive into Ultima 2, Revenge of the Enchantress. There should hopefully be, at some point, Moobot will drop some information in about the game, but this was the follow-up to Ultima 1. Richard Garriott was the programmer for it. Instead of doing Interpreted Basic for this one, he did it in... Oh, my brain has dropped details. One moment. Forgetting the name of old computer languages. Assembly language. So the first game, Ultima 1, was in Interpreted Basic, and Garriott taught himself assembly language to program Ultima 2. And he did it while he was a student at the University of Texas at Austin. And then... originally was published by California Pacific Computer Company, the same company that did Ultima 1, but there was a dispute over the royalties arrangement, and they were not paying out as they had agreed. He ultimately pulled the game from them. It was then republished with Sierra Online, and I'm uncertain exactly how it came about, but ultimately the game also left Sierra Online and was then... this was the game that kind of led to the Garriotts, Richard and his brother, founding Origin Systems Incorporated and publishing their own titles. So that's all outside of the game itself. The gameplay... I was unable to find a name for the style of graphics. I think it's still like the block graphics that Ultima 1 had, as far as like each individual square is animated individually. So it's not like 8-bit or 16-bit, it's those little squares. And it really seems like the Ultima series sticks with that for a while. But this had CGA level graphics, and there's going to be a lot of cyan and magenta. I will say that. I do have, we did start taking a look at the manual last time. I did glance ahead in the manual, and there is a background story for the game that is presented in the manual, so I will read that. We'll skip through a little bit of the more technical stuff at the beginning that we looked at last Saturday after we finished Ultima 1. I will go through those pages. I just won't read them in depth because they take a little bit of time and they're basic computer functionality. But yeah, hi J.A. Pasco. Welcome in. Yeah, I'm gonna switch over to the manual screen, which has also been slightly redesigned. And we will start looking at that because on these games, they tell you things in the manual, things they expect that you're going to know before you start playing. Because back in the early 80s, they expected you to read the manual before you played the game. So that's what we're going to do. Welcome to the manual screen, where you can see over on the right, I have the game which is currently in demo mode, so that you can still see the game screen. If that gets annoying, I can pull it out of demo mode so that it's a static screen, if that gets too distracting. But I've set the manual as the central feature of this page, and let's start looking at Ultima 2. So we did look at this part last week. If the music is too loud, please let me know. It was a little too loud in my ears, so I turned it down for me, but if I need to turn it down for you, let me know. So it talks about creating a character. We did create a character in Ultima 1, but this style of like role-playing game is still a little new in 1983, so they're introducing the concept to you. Create a character. Making a friend is what you're doing when you push C for create a character. A little quieter music. I can do that. How is that? Also, hi SimSilica! The player you create is your alter ego who will negotiate the Ultima 2 universe at your side. Together you will find friends and monsters, royal courts and misty dungeons, action and adventure. The skeleton of a character sketch will appear on the screen. You have 90 points to distribute among various physical attributes. Once you've distributed the points, you get to choose your character's physical attributes, sex, race, and profession. Finally, you give it a name. And then they do go on to talk a little bit about the different attributes, what they are. Very basic, common stuff. Like I said, we covered this last Saturday, so I'm not going to go really in depth on this page. But one of the things that was interesting about this game, and I say interesting in not very interesting at all, and why is it there? Oh my gosh. Is that your selection of what sex your character is, and in this usage in 1983, they're referring to biological sex, as in male or female, on a binary that was what society thought sex was in 1983. Has a bearing on how strong or charismatic your character is. So, if you choose male, you have a +5 to strength, and if you choose female, you have a +10 to charisma. Yeah, we talked a little bit about that last Saturday. movement commands and letter commands. There are some expansions and changes to the commands from Ultima 1. Again, we read through all of this last Saturday, and I'm not going to subject you all to another reading of these very technical controls things today. I actually want to go through this and actually get to the part where it introduces the story. One change from Ultima 1 to Ultima 2 is that magic spells can only be used by clerics and wizards now. Before, anyone could use them. There are 9 spells, and they break out into spells that both clerics and wizards can use, spells that only clerics can use, and spells that only wizards can use. So in Ultima 1, there was no class division in who could use magic, and here it's limited to clerics and wizards, and there are 3 exclusive spells for each of those 2 classes. Otherwise, they function the same. You still have to buy them as a scroll. You don't have like a set number of casts that you can do or anything like that. You don't regain... Hi, Melba! Thank you for the 100 Corgi bits! Welcome to Ultima 2 on Retro Roguery today. Yes, so spells, we have to cast them by buying the scrolls. So you have to earn money if you want to use magic. Then there's a description of what happens on the game screen, what you're going to see. Again, we read through all of this last week. Fighting and food. You've got hit points and you have food. Which a lot of games do not pay attention to. This one, it is a very important mechanic. If you run out of food, you're going to die. And then it talks about experience points, introducing that concept, which they didn't really talk about any of this stuff in the first game. All of this mechanical stuff about the game, the manual did not mention at all in Ultima 1. So it's nice that they're giving you some of that. It's a big change in 2 years to actually tell you the mechanics of how the game functions. And then there's kind of a tutorial walkthrough that's in the manual, and I assume they expect that you're going to be reading this as you do this in the game. We read through part of it last week. Talks about how you move around, arms and armor, the pub and its proprietor. We did not get to In the Maelstrom. So this is where I'll actually start reading. Armed and shielded, you're ready to venture into the countryside. Chances are you'll meet a monster or 2 in your travels. Don't wait! Attack! There are no friendly wayfarers in the countryside. There's some timing to work on in battle. You may press A for attack as soon as you've finished your last turn, but don't press a direction until you're asked for it. If you do, the computer will pay attention only to the last command and try to move in the direction of the monster, which is, of course, blocked. Then you miss your turn in that all you get for it is the message that you can't go that way. After a while, you won't have to watch the screen, the timing will come. That is a very important piece of information on how to interact with the game. Keep an eye on your hit points. If you're getting nervous during a fight, try to guide the monster toward a time door, so you can disappear through it. Also, this is the first mention of time doors. No idea what they are. Sometimes you can avoid monsters too, although fighting them and winning are essential for raising experience and cash. Monsters always make a beeline for you. Keeping that in mind, you can often lead them into spots from which they can't get at you. Take warning, no matter how strong you become, there will always be some monsters impervious to your attacks. They may be ferocious, terrible creatures, or they may be ineffective orcs. When you meet an orc, try to transact and defend yourself if you must. These lonely individual creatures are mutants of Minax's evil, doomed to continue their miserable lives forever. So that's new. There were orcs in the first game, and we could kill them. Now, apparently, they've been mutated and are unable to die. So, but it does say to try and transact, and what we learned last time when we were reading through the beginning part of the manual is that transact is very important in this game. Unlike the first one, you need to talk to people, where the first one you really couldn't talk to anybody except the kings. And so it's telling you to try and talk to orcs, and then if they attack, defend yourself. So that's interesting. I'm curious to see what happens. I assume based on that we will need to talk to at least one orc to win the game. Let's see. On the town. Learn to make your way around the land and then through time. Seek out towns, villages, and castles to talk to everyone. Pay attention to the items you get from the monsters you overcome. Look at your status often. Learn where to get food and hit points and figure out the best places and methods for getting the most money. As you gather tactical information and become reasonably comfortable with your environment, you'll begin picking up clues about your quest. Your purpose is to learn how to fulfill your quest and then do what is required. The ultimate object of your quest is explained in the story of Minax, which we've not reached yet, but that is later on in this manual. So your purpose is to learn how to fulfill your quest and then fulfill it. It's covered by my hats, but I do have a notebook to take notes in. Far out! Eventually, your travels take you into outer space where you can make the grand tour of the planets. Space travel is tricky, so be careful. Don't forget your special attire. Follow your galactic map well, but don't be too chicken to explore. So, this was an unexpected aspect of Ultima 1. Fantasy setting, very basic sword and sorcery game, and then you go to space. And space was interesting, very difficult to navigate, just as it says here that space is tricky. So I had played Ultima 5 when I was young and did not know that space was going to be a thing. So apparently Ultima 1 and Ultima 2 include space travel, which is good to know. Reincarnation. If you are killed either in space or on Earth, don't despair. You can be reborn right where you were the last time you saved the game with all your attributes, money, and belongings. Last time you lost things when you died. Apparently you can be reborn with all your stuff. That is a bonus. If you die, turn off your computer. Place your master program disk back in the disk drive. Turn on your computer and continue to play. So this is going very far back in computer history where disks were essentially boot disks. This would have been on a 5 1/4 inch floppy drive, which is the big, thin, square black disks. And you would have just put in the disk first, locked the disk drive, and powered up your computer, and that would have put you into playing this game. And so it's saying, in order to restart the game, you shut off the computer entirely. So Silica says, I like how old adventure games had to explain saving, because it was a new concept. Exactly. Kira, wait, I can't find my master program disc! Yeah, I also think this game is still small enough that it's probably only on 1, possibly 2 discs. Unlike later ones where you had 5 or 6 floppy disks, and at certain points in the game, you would have to swap them out. But I think this game is still small enough that it's probably only 1 or 2 discs. Hi, Orangitis, welcome! It's good to see you. There's a note here for IBM users. BG, is that Baldur's Gate? I still had 4 CDs. Oh my gosh. I forgot about having to switch CDs. I remember having to switch floppies, but yeah, you had to switch CDs. I don't think I ever played Baldur's Gate on CD. I think it was something that I just installed directly. I don't remember. I think it might have been one that I encountered later, like not right when it came out. Note for IBM users, you will have to reboot the computer and restart Ultima 2. If you are playing in a multitasking environment, simply close that DOS window, open up another, and run Ultima 2 to continue playing. And so that multitasking environment is referring to the original environments such as Windows 1.0 or Windows 1.2, or sorry, 2.0. I think even up to Windows 3.0, Windows was DOS-based, and potentially this instruction, I don't remember the dates for Windows early versions. I'm now looking. Oh, no, so this would have still been pre-Windows, because Windows 1.0 came out in 1985. But the manual, I believe, refers to 86, so this instruction may be in there from the republished version that would have come out after Windows. We're on page 10. Oh, it's not at the end, it's at the beginning here. I thought I saw something that referred to 1986 in here, but I don't see the copyright page. Anyway, the game came out originally before Windows, but it's possible that the version that these instructions are from was post-Windows. But anyway, multitasking environment, you don't have to completely reboot the machine. Hi, Elaki. I can't wait till they tell us how to send electronic mail. Yeah, SimSilica, I doubt this game will, but we'll have to see. There's one game in the series, Ultima Online, that came out in 1997, which would have been right around the time that instructions on how to send email would have made sense. Sadly, I doubt there's any way I'll ever be able to stream Ultima Online because it's no longer online. But a 1997 release of a massively multiplayer online game is really early for that type of game, and that was this series that did that. But possibly like Ultima 8 Pagan, which I think was the last title in the series that I played, might give some instruction on email. I don't know. We'll have to see. Time travel. No one remembers exactly when in history time doors first appeared, probably because their very existence renders time relative. Ancient books show no mention of them prior to the defeat and demise of the evil Mondain, so well recorded in Ultima. So sometime after we beat Mondain last weekend, time travel happened. Strongly convincing scientific theory supports the chronology. Mondain had gained such power that upon his death, the physical laws of nature suffered a great upheaval. When the smoke cleared, all that remained were corridors in time and space. We commonly call our time doors. Numerous scientists and adventurers have attempted to traverse the corridors. The few who have returned speak of great confusion and difficulty in navigating through the corridors, especially during primitive times. I hope that's a reference to technology level and not to the people. However, knowing Worlds of Ultima's first title, and that this was published in '83, I'm guessing not. Nevertheless, the existence of the Time Doors has changed irretrievably all that is and all that ever was. Where there were no Time Doors, what was done was done. No second chances existed. There was no reaching into another time to find a cause, negate it, and thus remove its effect from all time. Now, of course, it is possible in all times. So, it's very interesting to me that essentially what this does, like, yes, it's going to have an effect on the game, but essentially what they're doing is giving an in-game lore reason for the ability to save and reload. There are time doors, and suddenly you can go back and fix a mistake so that it never happened. And so, an in-game lore reason for the ability to save and reload your game. I think that's really interesting. Okay, the time map. Pardon me. One second. There. You all didn't really need to hear me clear my throat. The few returning time travelers tell us that doesn't that violate Temporal Prime Directive? Time traveling to fix things? Yeah. But this is definitely not the Star Trek universe. Except maybe it is. Once we get to the map... essentially, the map for this game is Earth. So, who knows? Yeah, it would, but also... when did the Temporal Prime Directive first come up in Star Trek? I'm not sure it was mentioned before Deep Space Nine. I mean, they had time travel in the original series, but I'm not sure the Temporal Prime Directive was mentioned until Deep Space Nine. I don't know. If anybody knows. After Enterprise? No, they definitely talked about the Temporal Prime Directive during Voyager. Oh, as to, like, when in canon it was invented? Yes. I'm talking real world, as to which series it originally showed up in. I don't know. But I don't think it showed up in any of the series until DS9. Yeah, Rykar, I think that the Temporal Prime Directive was first mentioned in Trials and Tribulations. But, like, in-game lore-wise, yes, it was during Enterprise. Yeah. Also, hi 16-bit Eric, welcome! So let's talk about the time map. Because there's a time map. It looks like this. The geography here looks really, really familiar. The few returning time travelers tell us that the time corridors are connected with 5 distinct time periods, but not one of them has been able to determine, with a semblance of precision, exactly when or how it happened. Their experiences do appear to confirm the existence of intelligent life forms in many eras previously thought to be supporting of primitive life only, or no life at all. Yes, Kira, you did distract everyone. Thanks. One period, reported by 2 independent travelers, if only vaguely, appears to have no equivalent in early scientific thought. It is what appears to be... It is what it appears to be. It is the period about which the most has been written. Until now, the period was believed to be theological at best, purely imaginary. It is a time we know only through mythology, the time of legends. Here are the 5 time periods accessible through the time corridors. Legends, the time before time, peopled by creatures of myth and lore. Whether the time of legends is ruled by good or evil affects all other times and places. Oh dear. I'm a little scared by that sentence. It is believed that the power of the Enchantress Minax, the authoress of our worst troubles, is greatest at this time. Pangea. The time when Earth is still forming. Before volcanic upheavals separate the 7 continents and set the Great Continental Drift in motion, Earth is one great continent surrounded by a gigantic ocean. There appears to be abundant, if sparse, life and some civilization, although the origins are so far inexplicable. BC. The time just before the dawn of civilization as history records it. According to the time travelers, an advanced civilization already exists in BC, apparently the progeny of the beginning civilization of Pangea. The old 20th century crackpots theorized that civilization developed from a few human beings left behind by a prior advanced civilization that for some reason moved on into space. AD. The present, if we can still call it that. Specifically 1990. So 7 years in the future of when the game was made. It is, but apparently now not as it was to have been, a rather perilous time of planetary egocentrism leading to an overemphasis on dangerously shaky interplanetary jealousies and greed. The times reflect the people who suffer stress with a sense of urgency that encourages pragmatism over reason, dulls an awareness of values, and leads weaker souls to lives of crime. And aftermath. The post-devastation period once thought of as the future. Much of life and all known civilization has ceased to exist. As we learn more of the Enchantress Minax, we become more and more convinced of her single-handed perpetration of the entire devastation itself, and all that led to it. Note that much of the landmass has been wiped out, especially the key centers and most troublesome hotspots of the great Sino-Russo-American era. The time doors of all time periods are shown on a map of the world as it is in AD. Accurate maps of most other times do not yet exist. You will have to extrapolate the location of other time period doors as they would appear in their own time periods. Because Legends is pre-time, or extra time, its map would not resemble that of Earth in any reasonable way. Therefore, Legends is represented by its 4 known time doors grouped at the bottom of the map where Antarctica would appear if any time doors were to appear in Antarctica. Okay, that is a complicated sentence. But, as you can see, if the pop-up context menu disappears, there are 4 symbols down at the bottom above the runes, and those are the 4 symbols that it is saying relate to the pre-time era. Incidentally, this is a very good scan of a cloth map, because the maps that came with the game were all cloth. So it's a very clear scan of the cloth map. Time doors appear randomly, but they always appear at a set interval. When they appear, they rise silently, looking rather like a blue mist that takes on the form of a door. Very soon, they dissipate. To enter a time corridor, simply step into a time door while it's visible. Caution: do not position yourself where a time door was and wait for it to reappear. It will not, so long as you are on its spot. The consequences of upsetting the sequence of time doors are unknown, but scientists speculate that they could be disastrous. The symbols and lines of the map represent the best possible extrapolation and compilation of sketchy information given by those few returned time travelers. Each time door is represented on the map by 2 symbols. The first is the symbol of the time period in which that door will appear. The second is the symbol of the time period to which it is believed that time door will transport the traveler. A direct line from the time door shows where on Earth you will find yourself in the new time. Where more than one line leads from one time door, the line representing the door's destination is the one that leads to another time door that has the destination time symbol as its first time marker. Okay. When more than one line, the line representing the door's destination is the one that leads to another door that... Got it, I think. They could have just made that easier with arrows. Anyway, try following this example on the map. Suppose you're in the time of the aftermath, and you wish to travel to the present. Look for a door represented first by the aftermath symbol, followed by the AD symbol. Find it? It's in Alaska with numerous lines extending from it. Look for the line that leads to a time door where the first symbol is AD. Got it? Try Argentina. Okay. So aftermath, AD, and you want to find out where you're going to go, and so it won't be here because that's the BC symbol at the beginning. It would be this one because that's the AD symbol. Okay. Learning to read the map was not something I expected I would have to do, but the instructions, though complex, are at least understandable. How's everybody doing? I'm enjoying going through the manual. I hope that you all are as well. It's very, very lovely seeing all of the bicockets in chat. I enjoy that quite a lot. There are more emotes coming at some point. I've already requested 2 more, so those will be coming. Let's look at the natives of Ultima 2. Everywhere. I'm guessing that means that it will give us some that are only in certain locations. Orc. More pest than peril. The not bright orc is the prolific product of a foolish experimental genetic mating of human and boar. Okay. Thief. An ordinary human pickpocket, the thief would rather snitch than fight. He may take something very important from you. Always check your inventory, Z, after being confronted by a thief. Fighter. Humanoid and strong. Fighters carry something you need. Cleric. Men of the cloth carry their crosses and proselytize, but are not always good or wise. Wizard. With magical staff in hand, wizards enjoy throwing magic missiles that do powerful damage. Demon. It looks like it's shrugging. This creature of minor hells, but its pleasure is to stop you in your tracks by magic. A certain magical item can thwart the demon, sometimes. Devil. There's no way I will remember these symbols, but it's nice to know what we might encounter. Complementing the demon, the devil stays in your arms. A different possession deals with this baby? I do not understand that sentence in the least. Complementing the demon, the devil stays in your arms. A different possession deals with this baby? I suppose we'll find out in-game. Balrog. Awesomely recognizable from its great leathery wings, the wretchedly evil Balron ensures the success of its Herculean strength by using a sleep spell to render its victims helpless. Some have hypothesized that the spell is not real, that the fetid, putrid breath of the creature is so horrible that humans cannot resist the urge to escape it immediately through sleep. So, we did fight one of those in Ultima 1. It did not have the power of putting people to sleep, though. So, the monsters are also evolving. Sea monster. If it weren't so big, it might be a swan, until it takes after your frigate. It will also attack you while you are on land, if you are near water. In towns, villages, and castles. Guards. Chosen for their brawn, guards are mindlessly loyal to their governments. They're generally harmless unless you break the rules. They're extremely strong. Merchants. Unarmed and mild, the grassroots of Ultima 2, merchants rarely fight. Jesters. Bouncing about in eternal jumping jacks, jesters are usually the buffoons you'd expect, but occasionally the buffoonery masks great wisdom. Kings and queens. Larger-than-life humans, but smaller than guards. Royal persons do little other than sit on thrones and bestow. Minax. Question mark? Getting around in Ultima 2. Traveling on foot will take you far in Ultima 2, but not everywhere. You can purchase, overtake, or steal more efficient forms of transportation. Horses. Riding horseback is slightly faster than walking, and horses are cheap. Frigates. When a frigate docks near you, you can commandeer it, if the crew will accept you as a seasoned sailor, if you have a certain item. Otherwise, they'll turn the broadsides on you. Planes. No jets in Ultima 2, but these little single prop jobbies are just the ticket for hot-footing it around the world and through time, if you're prepared. Rockets. Probably by the time you find one, surely by the time you figure out how to procure one, you won't need a manual to deal with the situation. It takes proper armor to launch one and survive. Ultima 2 terrain. Throughout the Ultima 2 universe, 5 natural terrains and 2 created terrains exist. Then there are 5 kinds of population centers, so to speak. Water, which is magenta for some reason. No one in Ultima 2 knows how to swim except the sea monsters, so you can only cross water with a frigate, or pass over it by air. Grass. No problems moving on grass, but don't expect grass to save you from starvation. Your character's assumed to be humanoid, not bovine. Swamp. You'll have no trouble making through the swamp unless you're low on hit points. You lose hit points with every step. Forest. Sometimes there are monsters in forests lurking behind trees, but they're pretty trees and give nice shade. Mountains. No way! Are you a goat? That's very judgy. Cobblestones. No more concrete jungles. The streets and sidewalks of Ultima 2 are paved exclusively with cobblestones, past, present, and future. Walls. Impenetrable. If you're flying, and so much as touch one, the great mover of Ultima 2 assumes you want to get out of town and escorts you there. Villages. In countryside villages live the simple folk, selling their simple wares to wayfarers and sharing their lore. Towns. With the greater sophistication of a cosmopolitan atmosphere come the products of human innovation. The sword, the mail, and the tankard of ale. Towns. We just read that one. Castles. Castles, seats of government, contain prisons and cathedrals, private vaults, and private chambers. Explore as you will, but note that the guards in castles are the cream of the crop. Dungeons. Apparently the breeding grounds for all the evil creatures in Ultima 2's universe. Leading, who knows, to hell itself, the dungeons are full of hidden passages and twisty diabolical mazes. They're also full of treasure and vicious monsters. We have a lot of experience in Ultima Dungeons from the first game. Towers. Perhaps the world of evil became overcrowded, for its forces began building dungeons skyward. Towers are upside-down dungeons. Watch for secret messages in unlikely places. And then we have the Ultima 2 galactic map of known space, which we have here also as a reference in the little reference card file. So this game is set in our solar system. We have the sun. We have coordinates that are Xeno, Yakko, and Zabo coordinates, X, Y, and Z coordinates, which makes me a little scared for when we get to spaceflight, because spaceflight was confusing in the first game, but giving me 3 dimensions to get lost in also sounds very scary at the moment. There's no life on the sun in this game, and no terrain either. Mercury, life is question mark, and there's water and swamp on Mercury. Venus has no life, but has water, swamp, and grass. Earth has life, and all varieties of terrain. Mars, has life, and mountains. Jupiter, life question mark, water and grass. Saturn, life, no. Water and grass for terrain. Uranus, life, yes. Forest and grass. So it seems like we could visit Uranus pretty easily. Neptune, unsure about life, but there's grass there. And Pluto has life and mountains. So considering that mountains are not traversable, but there's life on Mars and Pluto, I'm curious about what that means game mechanics-wise. Space travel continues, and the courageous and creative space explorer may discover unknown planets to add to this map. You know, I marked this as first playthrough, but reading about that, I think this might not be my first playthrough. We'll see. I don't know. The story of Minax. Finally, the lore we need to begin the game, because they won't give it to us once we start. When the arch-evil Mundane was finally overcome by a gallant knight... Plant life doesn't count as life? Apparently not, Simsilica. When the arch-evil Mundane was finally overcome by a gallant knight... Was it you? Rumors abounded. The most fearful one was that, at the time of his demise, Mundane had been training an apprentice, a protégé with amazing, powerful, natural magical abilities. The rumor was squelched when colleagues of his conqueror entered his castle and found no sign of anyone. Life during Mundane's time of power was terrible. Never had a Prince of Darkness wielded so brutal a stick. Mundane was a disease on the landscape. He reigned over all the evils ever known, and more. He brought them all to fruition on Earth and its environs at once. He enjoyed seeing Earth's well-meaning humanoids squirm. With the destruction of Mundane and his all-powerful gem of evil, those horrors ceased. When nothing came of the rumor of a potential successor to this cancer, people were only too eager to accept its falsehood and throw off their cloaks of fear. The evils of the past were gone with their creator and perpetrator. At last, the world was beautiful again, and life was to be enjoyed, savored. So it was, for several years, long enough for a child to grow to adulthood. They were exciting years, for the strange appearance of the Time Doors opened a great era of new learning, a renaissance of timelessness. Creativity burst forth and new works proliferated. No one wanted to notice when the disease began again. But so it did. First, there was a single lost orc a farmer stumbled upon. What was it? Whence came it? Scientists knew in their secret hearts that the orc was the work of a sorcerer. And had that sorcerer been a benevolent one who had created the orc by accident, he would have come forward. But they didn't want to know it, so they put it aside. The orc was too sick and hurt to fight when it was first found. When it was sufficiently recovered, and it had begun to assert its learned, wrathful ways, it discovered a conundrum in its weak little head. These creatures had saved its life. It grasped that much, and it didn't want to hurt them. Because the little lone orc had never been missed, it was not controlled by magical influences. It persisted with a pleasant benevolence. All the good orcs we see in towns and villages today have descended from this one unusual orb. But the good people of Earth should have realized its import those years ago. More and more, the evils of darkness began to show Earth. By the time the people acknowledged it, the evil was too powerful, too widespread to be overcome directly. Already its perpetrator was stronger and more wretched than any previous prince of darkness, and had grown too proud to keep silent. Thus was the name of Minax, Enchantress of Evil, made known. She was a master of moving objects spiritually from the age of 3 and proudly apprenticed to Mundane at the age of 11. She had acceded to many times his power. The world she created made Mundane's reign look prosperous and carefree. For Minax was not content to spread evil among the good, causing misery and pain. She preferred to sow seeds of evil in the good, and thus set the good against good, leaving no person untouched. Destruction abounded, and guilt and self-hatred tainted the earth. The climax was the devastation of 2111, Minax's greatest triumph to date, when ancient civilizations born of love and beauty, of wisdom and reason, turned upon one another and, in their vicious anger and hate, destroyed almost all of the very earth that had nurtured them. If it were not for the time doors, you would not be here now. Only the ability to move in time enabled any living thing to survive, as far as is known. Since that awful day, survivors have devoted themselves to grasping the meaning of the event and to rethinking the concept of time and its dimensions. This dedicated group has researched, experimented, and hypothesized in the hope of finding some means of using the time doors to reverse time and change a cause and reverse its effect. Throughout their studies, 2 complementary theories persisted. One was that evil was derived from a single, overpowering source, which was Minax. The other was that the total pardon me. One moment. Ooh. Okay. One was that the evil was derived from a single overpowering source, which was Minax. The other was that the total elimination of the root cause could reverse its effects from all time, as if all immediacy was the present and all else was the future. That group which Lord British chairs extends its deepest respect and admiration to you for heroically volunteering for this extremely dangerous expedition into time. Know before you go that whether you succeed or fail, you have their gratitude and love. And when you succeed, you will return to the present as it might have and should have been. Those in this small group assure you that they will never forget your great deed. But you should be aware that by the very nature of your success, that future generations prospering in the sunlit glory of the universe that you have made are apt to forget. Your satisfaction must be self-sufficient. If you understand all this and are still willing to venture forth, then go now with their abundant well wishes and the knowledge that their thoughts will be with you ceaselessly until you return. Farewell. May the force of good surround you throughout your trek. May the force be with you. Why are you doing this? What kind of adventurer are you, anyway, that you're still sitting here reading this legend instead of entering Ultima 2? Be gone and boot! And then we get the credits. Lord British acknowledges a special debt of gratitude to friends and colleagues in the noted areas. Programming, Kenneth Arnold, Richard Garriott, and Keith Zabalawi. Atari conversion by Chuckles. Game design, Helen Garriott, Owen Garriott, Howard Mackler, Mary Taylor Rollo. Inspiration: Susan Davis, Deborah Del Nero, Linda Garriott, Christine Hansen, Sherry McAdams. Special thanks to all personalities found within Ultima 2. Author's note: I spent more than 14 months creating the Ultima 2 universe. If you have half the fun playing Ultima as I had writing it, my time was well spent. Wishing you wonderful weeks of fantasy, Lord British. And then we get the quick reference card, which was also on the other document that we have. So, thank you everybody for sitting with me while I read that. We do have a map of the Earth. And as with the other maps from Ultima 1 and later games as well, the writing on it is in this runic alphabet. I'm not going to sit here and translate it right now, though. In fact, if you look at it, you can probably figure out a lot of it just from context. This is Asia. This is North America and South America. And this will be Europe. And that'll be Greenland. And that'll be Australia and Africa. And it's context clues like that that actually let you learn the alphabet, which becomes helpful in later games. But we will leave the map on the screen and switch over to the game and actually start playing the game. Granted, I think that reading the manual is part of playing the game in a game this old, because like I said, they expected that you read the manual before you started. But let's see if I can... There we go. Let us create a character. We have 90 points to spend. And they did tell us in the manual this time what these actually do for us. You probably won't be able to read them on the screen there, but that's what I'm looking at right now. Strength is damage you can inflict on a foe. Agility, skill at wielding a weapon. And some of them require a lot of agility to use. Stamina is ability to defend. Charisma is for bargaining with merchants and affects prices. Wisdom is for casting spells. And intelligence is what you need to tell a Balron from an angel until it hits you. Actually, it increases your skills in bargaining and in casting spells. So, intelligence compounds with charisma and wisdom, it looks like. Well, we definitely want some strength. The question is, do we want to play a class that can cast spells or not? We are in the Rogues Gallery, and you all are the rogues, but that does not mean we have to play a thief. Because roguish fighters, roguish clerics, and roguish wizards are definitely a thing. Wait, is Rogan considering not playing a caster? Yeah, like, really. How could I not play a caster? I literally play casters, like, all the time. In fact, the first time I played a non-caster in a tabletop role-playing game, I didn't know how to attack things with a weapon. People had to walk me through it. Let's see. We definitely need some strength. I think I have to just put in numbers. I can't do just like 30, 30, 30 because there are 6 attributes. So that if we did them all equally, it'd be 15 each. I'm gonna start us... I want to be able to attack things, so I'm gonna try 20. I also cannot go back once I've typed it. That's good to know. Skill at wielding a weapon. We'll do that one at 20. Stamina. So that's 60, and then if I do 10, 10, 10. So we're more strength-based, but we still have ability to do some fighty stuff, or some magic if we want. I'm very annoyed that I have to make this choice of male versus female. Mechanically in the game, male will give me a +5 to strength, and female will give me a +10 to charisma. I'm gonna take the charisma bonus. Race. Human, elf, dwarf, or hobbit. So, in Ultima 1, we played a bobbit, which has been renamed to Hobbit in this game. What should we do here? Does anybody have any preference? You know, I'm not sure. I will look. Oh, yes. So human will boost intelligence by 5, elven will boost agility by 5, dwarven will boost strength by 5, and hobbit will boost wisdom by 5. So if we're mechanically trying to give ourselves the best possible stats, I would say we probably want to do either human or hobbit. The professions, fighter gives a +10 to strength, cleric a +10 to wisdom, wizard a +10 to intelligence, and thief a +10 to agility. So if I did a hobbit wizard, which would be the same as what we did in Ultima 1, I would have 20 across the board except for wisdom, which would be 15. Or I could do a human cleric, which would give access to the spell that lets you leave the dungeons quickly. And I would end up with 20s across the board, except for intelligence, which would be a 15. But I'm good with going with Hobbit Wizard again. 4. 3. Oh no. It's 20s across the board. Well, that worked out well. And does not match what it said in the guide. Or in the manual. Oh well. And name. I say we just name this character the same as we did last time. Krogan. Yes. Krogan 2. Alright. I'm gonna say play Adventures of Tony! Good morning! How are you today? Thank you for the 1,000 bits. That is a lot of bits. Oh no, wait. We should have gone with Krogan Jr. Well, but time travel, it could be the exact same Krogan. Tony, I'm doing really well. We just finished looking at the manual and we were just starting the actual game itself. So you've got good timing if you were hoping to see some gameplay. It just drops us right into the world. But it's, well, you know, it could be the same Krogan. We were male in the first game, but that doesn't mean anything. We could still be the same character, even though we're female this time. Oh, Tony, there is no expectation that anybody show up on time for a stream. I'm just happy that you're here at all. So right now, I turned off the music in Streamlabs, but I didn't turn it off in Pretzel, so it was still dropping things into the chat. Okay, that should no longer happen. Chat should not be a flood of Pretzel announcements anymore. Weapons, we have our hands. Our armor, we have our skin. We currently have no spells. We currently have no torches, no keys, no tools, no weapons, no armor, no spells, no items. And we're level 0. Controls. Remembering how things work. So one of the things with this game that was not a thing in the first game is that if I sit here on the map screen, time passes and enemies can come closer to me and attack me. This is the only screen that pauses the game. Yeah, like, I was also saying we could still be the exact same character as we were before, because we're a hobbit and we were a bobbit last time, and gender is fluid for some people. That's all I meant, was that who's to say that because we're female this time we are not the exact same person? The very hyperactive magenta water is very interesting. So unlike last time, I do not have maps of the actual land masses. The only map I have is the cloth map that came with the game, that is the map of the time doors, that is on the screen there at the moment. But generally, wow, we move across America really fast. Those look like orcs. Let me try and talk to it. Funny. No response. No. I didn't want to attack. They gave us symbols for what things were. I don't know what I'm facing right now. It's an orc. But he doesn't want to talk. So I guess we just need to defend ourselves and get away? Because didn't it also say orcs were invincible? I don't know where we're going or what we're doing. It did say the purpose of the game, or our purpose in the game, was to discover what we're supposed to do and then do it. So, I think we're in Central America now. I need to find somewhere where I can buy food, because that food is going down slowly. I don't really want to walk through the swamp right now. that there is a tower over here on the other side of that swamp. Antarctica is not somewhere that we can go based on what they said in the manual. In fact, on the map, the symbols at where Antarctica would be are the symbols for the that's for the prehistory time, when called the time of legends, which they said the world did not look like the Earth at that time. Talk? No response. But also, I can't kill you, and now there's a thief, right? It did say not to hesitate in attacking things. I had forgotten that. But also, I'm attacking with my bare hands, so... That's probably why I'm missing so much. It's because I'm attacking with my bare hands. What's over this way? So many orcs. Wizard Punch! I may start this game the way I started the first game, which is dying a lot. Because at the moment, I feel like that's going to happen. Ooh, it's a thing. Ah! I try to hit you with my hands and make you run away. I found a town. Enter. Town Linda. Which I assume is named Linda because it's beautiful. Because the name Linda means beautiful. So we now have magenta cobblestones, because all paths in this game are cobblestone. Let me talk to the guard. A guard says, "Pay your taxes." Okay. That one also said, "Pay your taxes." Follow the magenta brick road. Follow the magenta brick road. Follow, follow, follow. Glad to get a break from my hyperactive water. My brain. Yes, that water is very hyperactive. A merchant says, "Will you buy my apples?" I have some money. How do I buy your apples? Because transact is not letting me do it. Attack, board, cast, descend, enter, fire, get. Get? Hyperspace, ignite, jump, climb, launch, magic, negate, offer. Offer? Offer. How do you like them apples? I'm not a citizen of this town. I don't have to pay taxes. What does the offer command do? Sorry, trying to not zoom too fast, but also not take too much time. Offers money as payment or bribe. If the non-player character that you're offering to has nothing to give in return, it will accept as a generous gift. Yeah, so... Whoops. I lost my window for a second. We definitely will need more food. Also, it's concerning that the pause screen doesn't say how much food I have. Hey, don't run away! The one who was going to sell us apples ran away. Enemies run towards you. Apparently townspeople run away from you. Where are you going? I'm trying to talk to you. A thief says, "Psst, want to buy a watch?" Transport. Welcome to the transport shop. I sell you horse. Gold? Or I sell you horse. 52 gold. Deal? Okay? Oh my. Did they really have to write it in that fashion? I'm unhappy about that. They did not have to phrase things that way. Jerry Meyer proclaims, we know small computers. John Mayer orders, take out the trash. I think those were two of the people in the credits. Or possibly family members of people in the credits? Interesting. Who are you? Whoops. No. Stop. Escape. D? I don't own a dagger, but thanks. A fighter says, ugh, me tough. Jerry must run a computer repair shop. Excuse me, shop. With an extra P and an E. Which would still be pronounced shop. I'm trying to see if there's somewhere... Okay, we found a pub. And... Librarian Liz! Thank you! You, are raiding with a party of 14. And welcome. Welcome, everybody who came in with Librarian Liz. So nice to see you all today. Welcome to... Oh, I should pause the game. Welcome to the Rogues Gallery. This is Saturday. So we're doing retro roguery today. I am Rogan, Rogan27, and on Saturdays I play retro games, which is retro roguery, and on Mondays I play whatever I feel like playing. So that's Mystery Mischief Monday. You're all welcome here, and yeah, I'm also you came from Librarian Liz's channel. And I am a professional archivist, so I actually also have a library degree, and Archivist Kira, who is one of my mods, also has a library degree as well. I do my 2 gaming streams on this channel, and then on Wednesdays I do an archives stream over on VTUL Studios channel, so I'd be happy to have you all join me there as well. Liz, how was your stream? I said hi at the beginning of it, and then I had to duck out because it was time to start my stream. I hope everything went well, and that you made progress with the Zippy Hot Gods. But yeah, so welcome everybody. What we are playing this week is Ultima 2, Revenge of the Enchantress. We just finished last Saturday the first game that I played on this channel, which was Ultima 1, the First Age of Darkness. So we're playing very retro games. This game came out in 1983. It was really fun, except for realizing I had God mode turned on or turned off 5 minutes before the end of the stream. I have no idea what that means, Librarian Liz. I don't know what God mode is. I've seen a lot of Hades, but usually I've had it on like in the background while I was doing other things, so I don't know. Basically, you died a lot. Okay. Also, welcome Mutiny. Thank you for the follow. We have died significantly less in this game than we did in the first Ultima game. But thank you for bringing people by. I don't know if you're getting snow, but we're supposed to get a couple of inches overnight tonight. So if you're also going to be getting snow, I hope that you stay safe. But yeah, welcome everybody. Thank you for stopping by. I just realized I did not have desktop audio on, and you all haven't been hearing the game. But you should be able to hear it now. Well, good luck getting the groceries, and have fun walking the dog. Oh, I keep hitting attack when I mean transact. Ithillian, the wench, calls, "Make me an offer, sailor." Oh my. I'm not sure this is a pub that we want to be in at the moment. The thief offering us a watch again. I'm looking for the armor and weapons shops. Also, the food shops. The towns are significantly bigger here. LB. I'm assuming that is a reference to Lord British, which is the in-game persona of Richard Garriott, the creator of the game. We have a cleric here. Hi, cleric. You're in town, so I assume I'm supposed to talk to you and not attack you. The cleric just says, "Believe." The guards just want me to pay taxes. I'm not ready to leave town yet, and that looks like an exit. This is a big step up. Like, the towns being defined spaces that you explore instead of single screens. That is a big change from the first game. We have the armory. Can I get a weapon? Please, please, please? Oh. The armory is selling armor. Not weapons. I guess that makes sense. The armor shop. Cloth, leather, chain, plate, reflect, and power. Your interest? Right now I just have the starting gold. I'm going to ask about cloth armor. Although power armor is very attractive at the moment. Ah, yes! Cloth! For you, only 20 gold. How about it? I'm always interested in power. Yes. How do I... Yes? Sold! Okay. The commands for actually equipping armor were different in this game. Where? Let's try where. Where? Cloth. Armor. Cloth. I successfully put armor on! It's the little things. Oh, let me talk to you. Can you buy my apples? Will you buy my apples? Yes? Oh. Okay. Apparently, yelling... I forgot yelling was a thing. Offer? Ooh, how much gold should I offer to the apple seller? 20? Oh! Did I just offer 200 gold? Oops. I think I just offered 200 gold. And I didn't get any food from it. At least the armor was only 20 gold. I guess the apple salesperson who did not give me any apples will be very happy tonight. I am not buying your apples, thanks. Let's talk to the weapons salesperson. Dagger, mace, axe, bow, sword, great axe, light sword, and phaser, I think. It had the abbreviations in the manual somewhere. I'm going to find them. Arms and armor. Ah, here we go. Hey, I did good. It is dagger, mace, axe, bow, sword, greatsword, light sword, and phaser. I have 180 gold left because I gave 200 to a person trying to sell apples on the street. I'm going to ask about the mace. Ah, yes, a mace for you, only 20. How about it? Sure. And the command to equip a weapon is ready. Whoops. I have to actually be in the game window when I press the buttons. Ready. Mace. Mace is ready. I have a weapon and armor. And I haven't died yet. I'm doing good. Is there a food shop where I can actually pay money and have them give me food instead of giving money for nothing in return to someone offering to sell me apples? Does the pub sell food, or does talking to the pub owner just take money from me like it did in the first game? Buy. Here, have a strong one, the barkeep says. Isn't this a great game? Well, that did not get me any food. Where do I buy food? Ugh, me tough. There's the cleric again. It doesn't seem like I can buy any food here. But I need to find somewhere to buy food or I will die. Want to buy a watch. Ugh, me tough. If you need food, have you tried Insta Horse and Cart? Hi, just here for coffee. Okay. I am now outside of the town. There was a stronghold? I forget what that symbol is. What is that symbol? Castle! Maybe they will have food at the castle. I'm not any better at hitting the orcs with the mace than I was with my hands. Thank you. Oh. There. Oh, no, the castle's on an island! Is there another town somewhere where I could buy food? Also, I have no idea what time period I'm in now. Because I went through a time gate. But I didn't pay attention to which one I went through. And, oh dear. I think we went through a time gate here. There were two next to each other and an island. I think we were in Europe. And I think we went through this time gate that went from... I'm uncertain. Could have been... We might be in... I don't know. I really literally have no idea. But that was definitely a time gate that we went through. I guess we'll find out. Oh. I can't play the game in the Streamlabs preview window. Amazingly enough. Enter village. Port Boniface. The town sign does not talk to me, surprisingly. The guards here also want me to pay taxes. X Road Chapel. X Road Chapel. Weddings while you wait. Will you buy my apples? Ugh me tough. I will try and buy your apples. Offer gold. How much? Yes. Offer. Oh. You think I'm in Vegas? It sounds like it. But I still didn't get any apples! I don't understand! Get? Board? No. Ignite, jump, climb, launch, land, magic, negate, offer. Pass, quit, ready, steal, transact, unlock, view, wear, exit, yell, and status. I've tried transacting with you. You offer me apples. I try to say yes and it just... Ah! Let me talk to you. Oh, you're just the ugly tough person. And you're both in the way, so I can't talk to the person who will give you weddings while you wait. Don't want to leave the village. Chad Mads. Krogan Musaref Oldham. Oh, this is a magic shop. Light, ladder down, ladder up, magic missile, blink and kill. Bir iki uk. Well, I'm low on money. I'm not gonna buy anything right now. No. Exit. Light. 5 lights for 12. Luften Evet? No. Ugurla Olsen. I think we've gone back in time. A wizard says, Hexy poo hex on you! What? No, I've been hexed. The sightless sage says, find the father, earn the ring. I feel like I may need to write that down. Oh dear. My notebook is not under my hats. 1 second. careful with the shenanigans. Okay, I have my notebook. So, what did they just say? Oh dear, Kira redeemed hat trick. I will change hats for you, Kira. Do you have one that you would like to see? Or should I just pull one at random? Be random. We'll just go in the middle. Oh! Apparently you're getting the imported Irish wool cap today. Haha! Change the hat in front of you and you still don't have to look at my bald head. You just mentioned hats, so I had to do something. Hi, Orangitis. Thanks. Okay. I may have lost the message that I was... Now they won't say anything. Oh, the Sightless Sage says, find the father, earn the ring. That was the whole point of me going and getting the notebook, was learning or writing down that message, which I'm guessing I probably don't need to write down because they'll probably tell me multiple times, but find the father, earn the ring. You know, if one of them tells me, save the cheerleader, save the world, we're going to have issue with this game. Because this game is well before save the cheerleader, save the world. But, oh wow, that is a little intense there. The magenta cobblestone with the magenta water. I can't get water from the fountain. Port Boniface. That's a wall. I can't talk through it. We could be heroes. We could be heroes just for one day. Or is it cough cough time travel? I know the song, and I tried to just like sight sing it there, and I know it was not perfectly correct, but I did the best I could. Interesting that the letter I is just there, acting as though it's a door. Also, I'm walking around, I'm losing food, and no one will sell me food. Ronald McDonald sings, "Try our new ride through." And Ronald McDonald is a jester. But hopefully I can get some food at Ronald McDonald's. The food here costs 32 per 100. Want one? Yes. Thank you. Come again. Hi, Garlic! We just bought some food at Ronald McDonald's. There's a restroom! Oh my gosh! I'll have ye a Biggie Mac, large fries, and a Diet Coke. I don't know how to open things. I can't go in the restroom. Unlock? There's no open command this time around. How do I open? There's gotta be a way to open those doors. Attack, board, cast, descend, enter? No. Fire, get, hyperspace, ignite, jump, climb, launch, land, magic, negate, offer, pass, quit, ready, steal, transact, unlock, view. View? Where? Exit? Yell, and status. No idea. If this nonsense persists, I'm going to insist on seeing ye play Palace. Yeah, the letter U is unlock, and I tried that. It's occupied? Then you try eating your burger, but they forgot the cheese, so you gotta take it back, and... See, this is a perfectly serious game. No taking the piss. This game has just become a fast food sim. No bathroom use. You're trapped in the building. There's a terrifying mascot. Oh, I bet we could get Alice here for that. She likes the horror games. Alright. I have to earn money because I don't even have enough money. How did the guard... It looked like the guard walked across the fountain, but apparently not. Alice. Oh, I don't remember what I was saying, so I'm gonna try attacking a sea monster. I died. Krogan is dead. And true to what the manual said, that's it. Buttons do nothing. I have to close the program and reopen. Quick, shut off your computer and use the master program disk! Thankfully, I am in a multi, what do they call it? A multi... See, now you're distracting me. What did they call it? It was page 10, wasn't it? A multitasking environment. And let's get it so that it's... There we go. Okay. Well, it was bound to happen sooner or later. Now you're distracting me? Yes, that is your full-time job. Alright. Let's go buy the food and then visit the castle. Apparently it auto-saved when we entered the village, which is a nice thing to know. Oh, but first we transact with Ronald McDonald. Fighter. Let's talk to this one. Yes, please. I buy... Wait. How did I have more money after coming back from the dead? It's like I didn't... You know what? Gift horse. Gift horse. Just gonna go with it. Buy all the food we can. Because I don't want to die from starvation. We just bought a lot of McDonald's. And yes, I said McDonald's, not McDonald's. Because this is Ronald McDonald's. In the next town, do we find Ye Taco Drum? Burger Marquette? Burger Marquet? Burger Marquess? Wandy's? Oh, Wandy's. Oh. Kira, I need the speak attack emote for that. Oh my gosh. Wandy's. The speak attack emote is coming. I will not attack sea monsters, since that apparently gets us dead. There's the walk, or the ride through. Okay. I love that we encountered Ronald McDonald's in England. in Britain. That's interesting. Jack in Ye Box. Or some silica. In Ultima 2, the ferryman pays you when you die. Yes, Garlic. There are good orcs and bad orcs in this game. The Steve's single combo from Wandy's. I'm not sure what Steve's single means. Orangitis, I'm sorry, I don't really get that one. I'm sure it's very clever, though. Wear a burger. Hey, come here, Jester. Let me speak with you. Instead of killing you. Oh, he just says ho ho ho. In the first game, we got to kill the Jesters, and it was lovely. Oh. Do the castle guards say anything new? Just pay your taxes. No one ever orders how a burger. Oh, thank you, Orangitis. Yes, a Dave's single being a Steve's single. I getcha. Why a burger is only for philosophers. Shake Kevin. There's a chapel and a mess hall. The fighter that likes to say he's tough. Do they do weddings while you wait at the chapel here? Andre the French chef says, want some cold duck? Well, it sounds like the chef might be a little intoxicated. Go into the chapel and we're gonna get sandwiches. The merchant orders, give the king a tribute. Alright, I'll talk to the king. Welcome, my child Krogan. You first... What? Okay, that doesn't help. Moves too fast. First, my 50 gold pieces tribute. You don't have that much. Apparently, I need 50 gold pieces to talk to the king. Five gents. There's a prison. I cannot speak with the creatures in the prison because they're behind locked doors. There's a Balron, or an angel, in one of the prison cells. I'm already having a lot of fun with this game today. I don't seem to be able to do much here at the castle. But it is a role-playing game, and it is, even though it is an early role-playing game, I know that in... Ooh, there's a vault. Vault. In role-playing games, you never just go on the well-traveled paths. You always have to explore strange new worlds. Explore the sideways and byways. Which is why I just ran around the entire castle. And I'm doing it again. Because I honestly didn't pay any attention to this side of the river the first time I did it. But there doesn't appear to be anything there. Interesting question, though. I'm on this island, which I got to by going through a time gate. I don't see a way off this island. There is a port here, Port Boniface. I have to figure out how I get to the boats. Ooh, a seer. But door. Okay, it has become important that I figure out how to open doors. So, attack, maybe? I'm just going to go through the alphabet. Attack. Board. Cast. Descend. Enter. Fire. Get. Hyper. Ignite. Jump. Whee! Climb. Launch. Yes. We need an item to use the boats. I may end up having to completely restart if we're stuck on this island and can do nothing. We'll see. Negate time how? You're not Einstein. I can't offer gold to the door. Only outdoors. Steal. Go back to the fast food place and ask for directions. Like, I can't get in to see the seer because there's a door. But I can't figure out how to open doors. Okay. Manual. Here we go. Let's see if it tells us. Doors, the bane of every adventurer. Oh, how true. Attack, board, cast, descend, enter, fire, enter. Nope. Treasures, weapons, and armor. Ignite. Jump lets you jump up and down. Often used with yell. Climb, launch. Offer money. Pass. Quit. So it is unlock. That is the command, but you have to have the keys. So I have to have some keys to be able to open the locks, or to get in those doors. And I currently do not have any keys. So that I cannot go in those doors. That is useful information, but also, oh dear. Unless killing these will give me a key, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I died. That's what I did. I died. And we reopened the game. There we go. I think you need to steal keys from the guards. You know, that is not a bad idea. I can certainly try. Because stealing is a mechanic in the game. Although that is not working. And I didn't get any money this time by dying. Are there jesters? I want to steal from the jesters. Foiled by doors. It's like watching Critical Role. Oh, let's steal from Ronald McDonald. No luck. Apparently, I am not good at stealing. Are you chasing me because I'm stealing? You are. I have attracted the guard's attention. And I died. Well, it was worth trying. Even if it didn't work well. Okay, loading the game again. There we go. Play. Ooh, ooh, yes! Yeah, if you exit the town, it resets the... Must protect the golden fries! Fast food guards. Oh! I'm being attacked. So, that gate... Was it really a time gate? Or, I guess it was. That gate took me... So, I was definitely here. And that one has a AD symbol and a BC symbol, if I'm remembering the symbols correctly. I have to figure out how the map works. I need to understand the map. Yes, so with the cross on top is AD, with the person inside the circle is BC. So AD BC, and where it went to I have no idea. I don't understand. All this talk of food. I now have a cheeseburger. Well, just here for coffee. I am glad that you are having a food and taking care of your corporeal form. So I'm fairly certain that this one took me here. Here, we'll go big. I'm fairly certain that this is the... There. That this is the one that we originally went through. And that it took us to the island. And that going through the island took us back right over to here again. Which I guess makes sense. So we were in BC and we went to AD? Did we start in BC? Sir, this is a European fried capon. You can't go behind the counter. We have to protect the Duke's secret spices recipe. Oh, Kira, now I want EFC for dinner. I'm still very confused about how this map works. So if I was entering the portal here, it would take me here, but not the other way around. It was very confusing how it talked about the interconnection. The time doors of all time periods are shown appear randomly, but always at a set. Symbols and lines represent the best possible extrapolation. If you're in the aftermath and you want to go present, look for a door with aftermath followed by AD. Find it. And then it will go to whichever... It will follow whichever line takes you to one where the first symbol is what the second symbol was. So yeah, that's exactly what happened. I was here, and it took me through the door over to here, and I was in AD when I was in Britain. And then when I got in the door here, it took me over here, and I'm currently in BC. Oh boy. Double checks. Nope, EFC is not on a local food delivery app. Ye special blend of 3 herbs and spices. All 3? How did he get them all? That is what makes them secret. Just don't look out the back where we grow them. Yes, Simsilica, thank you. The first symbol is when you are, and the second symbol is when you go. You can charge more when people think the spices are imported and not from the cracks in the lot behind the building. This is true. Also, we do still at least have KFCs around here, which that would be very delicious. I was sad to discover a couple months ago that there are no longer Pizza Huts in the area. I really wanted Pizza Hut. It has a very specific flavor to their pan pizza that I grew up eating, and I wanted Pizza Hut a few weeks ago and discovered that the franchise in this area closed all of the Pizza Huts about 3 or 4 months ago. And so Pizza Hut is no longer an option in this college town where I live. Okay. Now we understand the travel through gates and where they take us. there are orcs everywhere on the map, but I can't kill the orcs. The orcs are immortal. I want something I can kill that will give me money for doing so. But instead, there are just orcs everywhere. All the time. Run away! Run away! Donatos. I'm not familiar with Donatos, but if it sounds like it was good. Oh dear, this is awkward. What? My legs were paralyzed? What's going on? Why am I paralyzed? I don't know what's going on. Why am I paralyzed? Yes, that is definitely a speak attack, because people may not be familiar, but awkward is actually a valid pronunciation of the word awkward, depending on what accent someone has. One of the streamers that I frequently watch, who is an Irishman living in Scotland, actually pronounces awkward as awkward. I think this demon is what keeps paralyzing me. Also, I'm gonna die. There's no way I survive this fight. Ooh, but I got gold! I'm still gonna die, because there are orcs all around me that I cannot escape from. But I earned money. And 1 experience. I have 1 experience point! I got a single experience point from killing that demon. I'm trapped. Ooh, was that the weird thing about devils and arms? Like, demons get your legs and devils get your arms. I really don't know. Wait, did the orc just die? Didn't it say that orcs were immortal? I'm very confused. But also, I died. So, 1 second while the DOS box does weird things with my screen as I restart the game. There we go. I enjoyed the regeneration in the original game, where... Oh. Next time after I earn money, I need to save. Because I just lost all the money that I earned, and I no longer have my 1 experience point. Gate! And we're back with the orcs, who apparently can die, so I'm gonna attack. And maybe we will kill one. Because they do not... Oh, yes! I killed it! I got 3 gold and 1 experience point from doing so. I've been running from them because I thought they couldn't die because the manual said that they were immortal. I'm confused. But also, okay, if I can kill them, I will kill them. I was running from them all, and I was like, what is this with all of the enemies that are around me being unkillable enemies? I really need to get better with this weapon. I miss a lot. Oh, this feels like in my D&D campaign. Everything I do is completely ineffective. I'm playing a witch, which is a class that is so it's for 5e, but it's based on I guess it's an adaptation of the witch class from Pathfinder, but it's Enchantress, and essentially the class is it's a debuff magic class where like all of my spells are designed to debuff the enemies, but we're fighting at a high enough level that they resist everything I do. And it's sad. I go through a fight and I'm like, I can't do anything. I can't do anything. I'm running around and oh, nothing I do has any effect, and I feel very useless in most of our fights at the moment. We did just recently defeat a corrupted dryad who was in a gigantic tree, and the tree was growing fruits that basically were spawning into these creatures that ran all over, or that they didn't really move unless life was near them. They just kind of, the number of these creatures was causing them to spread out, and then they would fall in the ocean and the tides would carry them over to another continent, and then they would encounter life and go and like destroy the life. So that was our last big arc that I can remember. Ooh, village. Oops. Transact. Enter. Let's see if there is a any one of those other restaurants that you all came up with. The thief wants to sell me a watch. Eventually, if I have money, I will probably buy that watch. This village is interesting. Ooh, looks like a spell shop. The guards want me to pay taxes. Holy spells. So I'm guessing this place sells only if you're a cleric. Yep. Also, gigantic Christian symbol in the game because, you know, it was made in America. And interestingly enough, like, this game is using the cross. Later games in the series, I don't remember if the cross comes in. I know this is the video game series, or this is the cultural item. Ooh, the chaste nubile nymph asks, visit the Hotel California? Oh my gosh. That is an interesting proposition. Not really. But latter games in the series actually introduced the symbol of the Ankh to me, which was... I had not encountered elsewhere in my life. It was this video game series that introduced the Ankh to me. Oh, yes. Oh, the madam. Kira, Archivist Kira, is also in that D&D session with me. Yeah, a demigod from another plane trapped us in a demi-plane, and we had a big battle. That was our most recent thing. You can check out anytime you want, but you can never leave that hotel. Don't go to that hotel. That is true. Le Jester. Sadly, probably not the Jester from Critical Role, which would be absolutely fun. That is a sign with a Jester on it. Is there anything worth visiting in this village? Alfred's Fish and Chips, where they are selling food. I don't have money for food at the moment. Ooh, I can go in the back of Alfred's Fish and Chips. Fighters and guards and The manual did say that most people don't give you any information, but eventually some of them will. Gorky? Is that a park? That's where you learn about the fish. It's 1983. There is a section of grass surrounded by walls labeled Gorky. I believe that is Gorky Park. If you're unfamiliar, Gorky Park is in Moscow. Gorky Central Park of Culture and Leisure. I'm reading from Wikipedia now. It is a central park in Moscow named after Maxim Gorky. The 90th anniversary of the park was celebrated in August 2018. And I'm wondering, so I know of Gorky Park because of the Scorpions, the rock band The Scorpions. I'm very curious as to whether, like, I don't know. I don't know. It is a park labeled Gorky, which has got to be a reference to the actual park in Moscow. There's an I or sorry. There's an O just in the middle of the... I wonder what that label is supposed to mean. Oh, why is the wizard hexing me? Who is this person in the walled off area labeled O? Some swamp. I really don't want to walk through the swamp because it will damage me. Grendel the Bum says, "Masters of riddle are masters indeed." Masters of riddle are masters indeed. All right. That sounds like a clue, so I wrote it down. He was very nice. Offer. I don't have that much gold. It won't let me offer less than 100 gold. So I cannot give any gold to the bum. Ooh, wizardry. Andy Greenberg complains, "What? No software?" Robert Woodhead exclaims, "Copy protect! Copy protect!" Okay, so having read the history of this game, it was one of the first to incorporate a form of copy protection that, what was it called? Spyrodisc. So it was one of the first games that was using Spyrodisc, the Spyrodisc system for copy protection, which was just a way of writing the stuff on the disk in a specific way that computers at the time didn't have any way to copy. So the in-game reference to the copy protection just struck me as funny. Light, ladder down, ladder up, magic missile, blink, kill. Well, how much does magic missile cost? Ooh, 220. I think we need to just go beat things with our mace. Because we have no money. And we're going to need money to buy more food. Where are we? Are we in Africa? We were in Europe. We're south of Europe. I think we're in Africa and about to head over. Like, this is the Middle East. Why there are mountains in the Middle East, I am uncertain. Don't touch my IP! I think we are, at the moment, standing above the Mediterranean, and the town is in Italy? Oh, the demon's gonna kill us before we kill it. I do not know how to regain hit points. I have 3 hit points. I have no idea how to regain hit points. I'm paralyzed again. And ooh. It let me keep attacking. I had 0 hit points, but I wasn't dead. Oh, come on. Oh well. Let me restart the game again. I have to wait for GOG to sync every single time that I have to do that. Okay. I'm going to see if I can get us back over to America, maybe? Or possibly go through this other time gate. We haven't been through it. And we found Ronald McDonald's by going through the first time gate. Also, I saved at a horrible place where I had 3 hit points. Is there anything in the manual about how to heal? Heal? Learn where to get food and hit points. On the town. Apparently you can get hit points in town. Is what I take that as meaning. So we will attempt that, since we died again very quickly because it has me saved with basically no hit points. Oh dear. Oh dear. And here we are, back again. This is attempt number, I have no idea. I do not have a death counter currently. Let me enter the town because I have 3 hit points and I need more. Hopefully 41 gold will be enough to get me some. Transport? No. Hi there. I would love to buy your apples. Will you sell them to me? You will not. Okay. Pub de Varg? The pub... no. You were the wench. Buy a watch. Buy a watch. That doesn't seem hit pointy. Hi! Oh, you want to sell apples. You want to sell apples, but you won't actually give them to me if I give you money. Where are you going? Chased after you and you put a hex on me. I don't know where to buy the hit points. None of those. Hi, will you give me hit points? The weapons shop does not seem promising for hit points. Keith says, no thanks, trying to cut down. Standing in a forest, he says, trying to cut down. I wonder if that was an intentional pun. There doesn't seem to be anywhere here where I can acquire hit points. It's possible this town just doesn't have any for me to get. Which will make it very interesting to try and actually progress in the game. I don't have enough for a horse. You just want to take out the trash, and you say you know about small computers. Any thoughts? I'm open to suggestions on acquiring hit points. Get. View. No. Also, if it turns out I can't do anything, I am totally open to starting over completely. And dead. I don't know what to do. Oh, sadness. Sadness at which I am laughing. So, you know, not complete sadness. Just... I mean, it's not really a loop. It's just I don't have any way to get away on this few hit points. Because I can take exactly 4 hits and they paralyze me before I can do anything. It might be time to start over. Because I don't know that it's possible to get out of that. Not a blank player disc. I don't know if I can. Okay. So that's a thing. Show folder. If I'm gonna start over, I may have to find and delete the save file to do so. I'm looking now because cloud saves? Player. Date modified February 6th at 5:06 p.m. I think that's it. I wonder. Started Ultima 2, ended up saving in a hopeless situation. There's a community discussion about this on the GOG website. Went to start over and couldn't create another character or see a way of deleting the old one. This is the same as for Ultima 1. It's kind of weird to find, but it's doable. In Ultima 2, delete the player file. Okay, that is what I was going to do. I'm not going to delete it, though. I'm going to actually just create a folder. New folder. Old game. And we'll move that in there. And hopefully this time when we start, we can create a new character. Because keep stealing again and again until you... Wait. If your memory from 35 years ago is right, you had to steal quality weapons from the weapon shop early on. Ooh, I'm willing to try that. I think I'm going to create a new character first, though, and we'll just do a fresh start. But I'm willing to try doing that. I do think that we are in a spot where I am not able to escape with 3 hit points. So create, not a blank player disc. Okay. That did not work. That is fine. Let us see. Oh, okay. I think I may have done it in the wrong place. That was a game 1 thing. Killing Jesters, I think, was a game 1 thing. I can always try doing so. I don't think that it will get me my hit points back right now, though. Show folder. Okay. This says I need to go to C drive. Oops. Users, me, app data. When is this from? Oh, it's in program files. Which is where I was. GOG. Games. Ultima. Delete the player file. I tried. We'll see. If I break things... we'll figure it out. Okay. Let's see if I can create a new character now. Nope. Yes, the very first one, it didn't matter what you did. You could be as evil as you wanted, and it had no bearing. This one, I'm uncertain. I haven't played enough of it yet to know. But yeah, later in the series, you actually have to pay attention to that. Um, hmm. So these instructions from 2012 are not working. Um, Virtual stores used by Windows 7. Delete the... Oh boy. It's going to be in here somewhere, but I do not know where. Documentation, video codec. Those don't seem promising. Cloud saves. Delete. Gonna try closing GOG entirely, having deleted the cloud saves files. See if that does anything. Wrong disk. Well, that's a different message. Oh. Come on, game. Let me do what I need to do. Not a blank player disk. Okay. Well, it seems as though this may be the end of today's play of Ultima 2, because as Kira observed, we are currently unable to really progress in the game because my save has 3 hit points and I die as soon as I try to do anything, and there doesn't seem to be any way to heal. So I will figure out how I can create a new save between now and next week, and we will I guess start again next week with a new character creation and play more of Ultima 2. I'm having fun with it. I just, right now, I'm at a spot that doesn't seem possible to get out of. Did I try turning time off and on again? And SimSilica, I'm happy to sit and chat for a little bit. I just, rather than me poking about trying to do the back-end technical stuff with you all watching, I'm not gonna subject you to me trying to figure that out unless you all have ideas as to what I'm gonna do. But otherwise, I will Google and figure out the troubleshooting side of it myself for next time. But yeah, I'm happy to chat for a few minutes. The stream is scheduled to end in about 12 minutes anyway. But it's been a lot of fun having you all here, and I hope you like the new design of everything. Monday, I have not yet decided what we're gonna play. I did want to do a little bit of a variety rotational type thing on Monday instead of just automatically continuing with Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. We will do that game again, but we may end up doing some Stardew Valley or I've got Loom that I would like to do, or I've got Space Quest, or there are options. I haven't decided yet what Monday is going to be, but it's Mystery Mischief Monday, so I'll probably decide sometime between now and when I go live. So we'll see. I also have Chrono Trigger. That could be good, or I've got BattleTech installed. A variety of possibilities. If anybody has any of those that you'd really like to see, let me know. But yeah, so I know nothing about Loom, Elaki, and SimSilica. I've never played it. I know very little about it. I know the only reason I even know it exists is because Amy Dallin has mentioned multiple times that it was like her absolute favorite. But I've never played it. I've never seen it. I don't know anything about it. So I bought it. It's the first game you ever played with a New Game Plus mode. Wow, I don't know when it's from either. I haven't done like the research for it. Like I like to have Moobot have the little like history note on the games. So I haven't done the research for that yet. So I don't know when it came out. I know it's an older game. But yeah, that's one that I will eventually throw into the mix on Monday. I don't know if I'll have time to test everything and get the layout for it set up before this Monday. So we'll see. But I've got a variety of things, like games that I have acquired to try for this channel. I've got Dragon Age Origins, which I've never played. That could be something that we start together. I've got Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, which are both point-and-click adventures. I have the Pillars of Eternity games, which are good. I've got Portal and Portal 2, which we could play, although I've played them before. I have a game called Spellbreak that one of my mods is quite fond of, that is like a Overwatch-style like shooter-type game, but magic. So 1990 maybe one of, if not the first, with multiple difficulties. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to try Loom at some point. I just haven't done the technical work to figure out what kind of setup I need on the screen for you all to view it. And with the older games, that becomes important. So like with this game, having the map and having the manual and figuring out how I can share those with you all is important to the game. Or like when I do Space Quest, I need to make sure that I kind of have the same thing available, because I don't know how the port to modern will work for that, but the copy protection with reference back to the manual was a common thing. And having watched Amy do some of the King's Quest series, I imagine I will need to have the manual available. I mean, if you watch her video with King's Quest 4, the manual was essential to that game. The magic spells were all in the manual, and you couldn't win it without. So figuring out the logistics of how I need to lay out the screen for the older games is important. Where like a more modern game, oftentimes I can play at full screen and I can just go to a full screen gaming setup. So yeah, I have options. Monday, we'll see what I feel like on Monday. But Monday, I'm also not limiting that to just retro games. So if there's something newer, or if there's a game that you all would love to see, I do have a channel redemption. I believe it's 5,000 masks, and you can recommend a game for me to play. I'm absolutely happy to do that. But yeah, I'm gonna call the stream, I think, for now. It is 5:24, and normally I would go till 5:30. So I'm gonna look and see who might want to raid. Oh. So I know I've raided them a few times, but Good Time Society is on, and they're always a fun time to raid. And actually, I think, if I remember correctly, Amy is on Good Time Society on Game Played today. So I think I will throw it over to Good Time Society, and we can all go and say hi to them. If you have my emote, my one emote, please throw daggers of hello once we get there, and say hi from the rogues. Thank you all for joining me today, and I will see you again on Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern. So stick around for the raid and throw those daggers. Here we go. Starting the raid. So, again, thanks everybody for stopping by. Thank you, Liz, for the raid, and I hope to see you all on Monday.